I sense our cosmic history in the ancient mountain, and I hear the heartbeat of the orbiting planets bringing waves endlessly onto the shore. The future seems so far away out there, but what are the secrets it holds? To many, the future just seems like one big question mark. But what is the future? Where is it? Few seem to know where or how to find it. So, for the time being, let's represent the future with a large X for unknown. Future X.
But is the future really a mystery which cannot be solved? Today, we are going to look for Future X. My name is Michael Lee, a futurist who writes for the World Future Society, and we're going to start our search right here at Table Mountain. It's the soul of Cape Town. Its story is told in its rocks. For example, during a previous ice age, the massive ice sheets compressed the rock underneath, giving it its characteristic flat top. And then, when the continents started to drift apart and South America separated from Africa, the rock was pushed up and eventually reached its present height of 1 kilometer above sea level.
Listen to the waves carried in by the tide. Can you hear the heartbeat of time? Ocean tides can be accurately timetabled because of consistent influence of the moon's gravity as Earth and Moon go through the choreography of their orbits. In each 12-hour period, Earth rotates 180 degrees, while the Moon turns 6 degrees around Earth. As a consequence, high tide will occur approximately every 12 hours and 25 minutes. The Moon turns once as it orbits Earth. Both its spin and its orbit follow cycles that repeat themselves regularly. This is an example of the clockwork cosmos Sir Isaac Newton observed and quantified. Celebrated French mathematician Pierre-Simon Laplace called this celestial mechanics.
Without question, the solar system is stable and predictable. Earth completes one rotation on its axis every 24 hours to make each day, just as it circles the sun in 365 days to produce each year. There are so many elegant regularities in physics. Time delivers to our world a hidden order of regularity. With everything behaving in cycles of time, the world becomes open for anticipation and prediction. So these ocean tides of the Southern Atlantic have their own story to tell. And if we look further over here, we see Robben Island, which also has a unique story. This is where the world's most famous political prisoner, Nelson Mandela, was imprisoned, and whose generosity still lives on in our spirits. This is what Madiba wrote shortly after his arrival on that lonely island. One of the first things I did was to make a calendar on the wall of my cell. Losing a sense of time is an easy way to lose one's grip and even one's sanity. But what have Table Mountain, the Atlantic Ocean, and Robben Island got in common? They've all got their own story of time. And time brings to the world lots of change, which appears to be chaotic on the surface, but underneath is structured by causation.
When in doubt, ask Uncle Albert. I'm talking, of course, about Dr. Albert Einstein. He wrote something so brilliant and so important in his little masterpiece called Relativity. It's almost a sacred text. There is no more commonplace statement than that the world in which we live is a four-dimensional space-time continuum. But what precisely is the 4D world this great scientist thought so commonplace? Uncle Albert showed us that time and space work together in a happy marriage called the space-time continuum. He wanted us to see the world in 4 dimensions, and time is the dimension we understand least. We saw the space-time continuum at work in our guided tour. Millions of years of development produced a stunning work of geological art called Table Mountain. As the moon dances around our spinning Earth, the ocean tides obey the law of time eternally. On a human level, we can see how Nelson Mandela used time to evolve into a great statesman. In looking for Future X, we've seen that time brings changes, all of which are caused according to the laws of physics and the laws of human behavior. In a 4D world, in which time and space are married, it's not surprising that time deeply affects the way things behave. 4D vision is the awareness that time is present with us as we journey through our world, bringing continuous change, and yet, regularity. Future X is right inside this 4D cube clock. It is a symbol of an intelligent universe in which time brings change, life, dynamism, and order. It's through the order and cycles of time that the future evolves.
Take this humble acorn as an example. This is intelligent because it has a DNA code inside it, and therefore its future is contained in its DNA. And it is possible to construct a causal model of the future so that we can better manage it. So where is future X? Actually, the future isn't X at all. It is C times T, where C is causation and T is time. The future is causation at work over time. The future is everywhere. It's in our DNA. It's in the law of causation. And most importantly of all, it's in the patterns of time.